Most folks in Copperhill, Tennessee, knew Harvey Talbot as the guy who fixed old clocks. But Harvey was more than a clockmaker. He was a philosopher of time, a quiet observer of how people used, misused, and outright wasted their precious days. At 62, Harvey had never left Copperhill. He had no wife, no kids, just a dusty shop filled with ticking gears and the occasional tourist stopping in to get a photo of the last standing clockmaker of Appalachia. But one day, a stranger walked in young, confident, buzzcut, and wearing a Patagonia vest. His name was Brandon McKay, a burned-out tech founder from San Francisco who had just sold his startup and was now searching for meaning. He'd rented a cabin in the woods nearby to get away from venture capitalists, pitch decks, and blue light. He looked around Harvey's workshop, filled with clocks in various states of repair, and said, "How do you stand it here, man? Nothing moves." Harvey chuckled. "Everything moves, son. You're just not noticing the right things." Chapter 1. The Illusion of Time. Brandon admitted he didn't know what to do with himself anymore. Every day felt like a repeat. Gym, email, podcast, eat, doom scroll, repeat. You ever notice how summer felt endless as a kid? Harvey asked, handing Brandon a cold root beer. Now you blink and it's Christmas again. Brandon nodded. That's because you stopped doing new things. Time stretches when you're learning. But you're looping the same day, just with different logins. That night, Brandon walked a new trail behind his cabin. He watched fireflies. He made a fire from scratch. It felt like 3 days had passed by morning. Chapter 2. The Priority Filter. Over the next few weeks, Brandon kept visiting Harvey. One day, he told him about his new venture ideas, real estate AI, mental health wearables, and a line of ergonomic spatulas. Harvey stopped him. "Tell me this, you're 90. On your deathbed. Which one of these things do you think mattered?" Brandon laughed. "None, probably." "Exactly. Make a list of everything you think matters. Circle 3. That's your compass. Everything else." Harvey pointed to the trash. Noise. Chapter 3. The Relationship Ledger. Harvey taught Brandon his rule of thumb. Every person is like a bank account. You're either making deposits or withdrawals with every interaction. Brandon realized he hadn't called his brother in 6 months. His ex-assistant texted once about needing advice. He never replied. So he started texting people. Just a "Hey, how are you?" No pitch. No link. Just connection. Chapter 4. The Jungle Gym of Careers. Brandon admitted he didn't want to go back to building startups. "I thought I had to keep climbing," he said. "Higher valuation, more prestige." Harvey raised an eyebrow. "You ever see a jungle gym?" "Yeah. You don't just go up. You go across sideways. Sometimes even down to get to the next level. Careers are like that. Ladders are a trap." That week, Brandon took a community welding class in town. For no reason at all. Just curiosity. Chapter 5. Health is Time's Multiplier. Brandon once bragged that he only needed 4 hours of sleep. Harvey handed him an old pamphlet. Sleep deprivation is like being drunk. You wouldn't drive drunk. Why run a company that way? Brandon started sleeping 8 hours. Walking daily. Doing micro workouts, 10 squats before a shower, 5 push-ups every time he checked Twitter, which was often. He felt sharper, clearer. Chapter 6. Learn, then teach. When Brandon started writing blog posts about what he was learning in Copperhill, strangers began emailing him. "I'm no expert," he'd say. But Harvey told him, "That's exactly why you should teach. Experts forget what it's like to not know." You remember, Brandon's articles weren't polished, but they were real. He called them notes from the slow lane. They started getting shared. Chapter 7. Emotional Wealth. Brandon admitted he had a temper. Always had. Harvey gave him a stopwatch. "Next time you're angry, time it. 90 seconds. Then decide if you want to stay mad." Turns out he didn't. Not most of the time. He started practicing gratitude. Not on Instagram, just quietly every night before bed. 3 things. Small things. Real things. Chapter 8. Money and the Margins. One afternoon, Brandon said, "I used to think money meant freedom. but I had more freedom in college with $12 in my account than I did with $12 million last year. Harvey nodded. Money's like water. Can keep you alive or drown you, depending how you carry it. Brandon downsized his life, kept a small apartment in Chattanooga, sold his second car, started renting objects, buying experiences. Chapter 9. Creativity. Turn the faucet. Brandon was waiting for the perfect idea for his next company. Harvey gave him a wrench. Rusty pipes don't clean themselves. Turn on the faucet. So Brandon started building. A tiny studio for creators in small towns. A storytelling platform for blue-collar philosophers. A maker's retreat. He didn't know what would stick. Didn't care. He just kept turning the faucet. Epilogue. A year later, Brandon moved out of Copperhill. But not before giving Harvey a parting gift, an old refurbished grandfather clock. I reset my life here, Brandon said. Figured I should leave you something that reminds me to keep it ticking. Harvey just smiled. Most people think they have time. Few realize they are time. Use it well. And with that, the last standing clockmaker returned to his workshop, and the newest kind of entrepreneur headed off, not with a pitch deck, but with a purpose. Let me know if you'd like an audio version or illustrations to go with the story.